welcome to the Caprock Life Podcast, the official podcast of Caprock Home Health, which has been in business over 42 years. We are the largest family-owned home health company in Texas. Our mission is to keep our clients safe, comfortable, and independent in their home. We are a values-based company, and our core values spell the acronym DIRECT, because our core values direct how we behave. Our core values are drive, integrity, respect, empowerment, compassion, and teamwork. Our standard of excellence: work hard, be nice, have fun. Let's get into it. Well, welcome back to the Caprock Podcast. Over the last few weeks, we've been unpacking our 2026 company priorities, and today we're focusing on our second priority, creating raving fans. And we're going to take it from a slightly different angle today. So we're not just going to focus internally with our teams, which is super important, but externally with the clients, our referral partners, hospital, physicians, and the communities we serve. And there's no better person to talk to this about than our not just internally with our teams, but externally with the clients, referral partners, hospitals, physicians' offices, and communities we serve. And there's no better person to talk about this than our Chief Growth Officer, Kristi Jordan. Kristi, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you. What a treat to have you on. We've been trying to get you on for a while now. It's just been, you've been busy. Tough to align schedules.
Yes,
so,
it's been busy.
Yeah, we're glad to have you.
Thankful to be here.
Well, thanks. Well, Kristi's journey in healthcare is one of the things I love about her story. She actually started at Caprock, well, before Caprock, as an LVN, caring directly for patients. And from there, you moved into marketing, discovered a real talent for connecting with people, and then building relationships. And you eventually joined Caprock as our marketer right here in Lubbock.
That's right.
Yeah. And over time, your leadership and impact kept growing, overseeing marketing. Then you took on centralized intake, then orders management. And now you've recently stepped into your newest role as the Chief Growth Officer,
That's right.
responsible for the growth of all our service lines across the entire organization that can drive revenue. Then along the way, she's also completed her master's degree in research and analytics, marketing research and analytics at Texas Tech, while balancing life as a wife. Along the way, she's also completed her master's in marketing in research and analytics at Texas Tech, while balancing life as a wife, a mom, a Pilates enthusiast, a Red Raider fan, Wreckham, and someone who somehow still finds time to travel. Kristi, we're really glad you're here, so welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's hit some icebreaker questions just to kind of allow people to get to know you a little better.
Okay.
So first one, Red Raiders game or beach vacation?
Oh my gosh. How about a Red Raiders game while on the beach? I can watch it on my phone.
Hey, you and David both got to go to Miami, right? For the
No, David.
You were in Miami though.
Had lots of FOMO on that one.
Yeah.
I wanted to be there.
That's the perfect combo if we make it back to the college football playoffs.
Yes.
So yeah, Miami and a Red Raiders game.
Absolutely.
Pilates class or marketing strategy session?
So sorry to disappoint everyone, but I think I'll go for the Pilates class.
I could have guessed that. First healthcare job memory in one word.
Oh, a memory. You know, the only word I can come up with is foundational with my first healthcare job.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
it laid the groundwork for where you are today.
That's
I
right.
love that.
That's right.
Favorite place you've ever traveled?
Oh my gosh, so we travel quite a bit, and honestly, I can't think of a favorite. They're all my favorites, which is probably a problem. But I always end up wanting to go back to Florida if it's in the States.
Yeah,
so it's beautiful.
That's a beautiful place. Coffee before meetings, required or optional?
Required.
Yeah. What's your go-to Starbucks order?
Sugar-free vanilla latte.
Okay.
So
all day, every day.
go-to.
That's good stuff.
That's right.
Well, as I highlighted a little bit earlier, your career path is really fascinating. You went from bedside care to marketing to now executive leadership, focused entirely on company growth, which is huge. So how did starting as an LVN shape the way you think about patients and families today?
You know, honestly, I get this question quite a bit because my story is a little bit different. being a nurse first and then going into marketing. Usually it's the way around. Nursing is usually kind of a second career path, but I did it backwards. And I think being an LVN is what formed me into being a great marketer today, because I do know the human side of healthcare. You're right. I was at bedside for many years. I worked in home health for many years, so I worked very closely with patients and families, and I saw firsthand just how vulnerable these moments can be. There's a lot of fear of the unknown. There's a lot of trust that people have to rely on us, and I think taking that experience and what I do now has truly shaped me into who I am today in my current position. So I am responsible for growth, and I am responsible for the number of admissions, but I don't see our patients that way. I see people that are navigating through one of the hardest times of their lives, and people are looking for us for guidance. So I'm very grateful to be in this position, to be able to get the word out on the resources that we have available for them. Which is why I think my position's so aligned for me. It gives me the opportunity to provide the same support that I would at bedside, but at a much larger scale.
Yeah.
And I know you can relate to as a clinician, and even Jake can as a clinician. We've had that experience. So taking what we learned then and bringing it now, I feel like is how we're going to be successful.
Yeah, so. I love that. Ties in our core value of compassion.
Absolutely.
And you can't help but develop that at the bedside. People are in their most vulnerable states, and you're there with them. It's typically, especially in the home, it's a very intimate, personal setting. So having that compassion and care developed to now transfer into what you're doing, I think is amazing.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Well, when did you realize marketing and relationship building was something you really loved?
So, to be honest with you, relationship building it just comes natural to me. It is one of my greatest strengths, and I've learned that about myself throughout the years. And then I happen to have a creative side to me too that kind of comes naturally to me. So when I was approached about potentially becoming a home health marketer, it kind of just made sense. So it's something that I naturally can do. But then I also, like you said, I went back to get my master's degree. And honestly, it's because I truly wanted to learn kind of the ins and outs and how to do better marketing research and taking that data and turning it into actual strategy behind marketing. So the combination of those three, it really is why I'm aligned at what I do. I truly love what I do for those reasons. You
found that sweet spot. You're passionate about it. It meets a need, and it also pays. So that's a win. Yeah, win. So that's fantastic. And I love that you went back to get your master's degree to look at more of the data and analytics side, because there's, like many things, there's kind of a quantitative and a qualitative aspect to marketing. There's that creative side, but there's also a huge side of it that's really important, and that's the numbers side, understanding the metrics behind marketing. So all that matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what excites you most about stepping into the Chief Growth Officer role at Caprock right now?
Yeah, great question. So it kind of goes back to my word, foundational. So, now as the CGO, I'm able to take what I've learned throughout all of those experiences that I had and apply them in a way that does make an impact on the entire organization. So they were foundational for me, and it is how I approach our growth strategy. And then honestly, team development. Right now, that is my focus for positioning our teams for growth and long-term success. I really enjoy being in a position where I can mentor team members on my team who have recently stepped into leadership roles in their own positions, watching them develop, pouring into their own teams, and then creating programs that we're implementing company-wide is something I truly take pride in. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to contribute at this level, because I am able to help shape the direction of the organization while supporting the growth of the people within it.
Yeah.
So
you really get to multiply your impact now across teams and across locations.
Absolutely.
And that's
cool. Yes. Very thankful.
Well, let's turn more to the raving fans topic that we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast. And again, it's a major priority for us this year. And just to brief you, if you haven't heard of Raving Fans yet, it's based on a book called Raving Fans. But the premise is that the goal is to create raving fan customers. A satisfied customer is basically just neutral these days. So if they're satisfied, it's kind of like, service was fine. A raving fan customer is one that is so excited about the care they received, the service they received, that they then go and tell their friends about it. And that's what we're looking to create, is customers that then go brag about Caprock to other customers, and it just starts to snowball. That's so It's a really great concept. It's applicable not just in home health, but across any industry. And what I'm loving too is that we're looking at Caprock, how we can apply this concept both internally with our employees and then also externally with our referral sources, our customers, our patients, all that. So your role sits right at the center of this idea of creating raving fans. And I know for you, it's probably especially externally. And so let's talk about that external idea of raving fans. So from your perspective, what actually creates a raving fan in our external healthcare world, whether that's a hospital, a physician office, a referral coordinator, or a community partner?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very passionate about this. So to give a little background, speaking of marketing research, Shane and Younger and I did a research project initially to see kind of what our competition looked like and things of that nature. But what we found to be actually the most valuable out of this whole project is the experience that her secret shopper had experienced. Her secret shopper was calling around trying to quote unquote get services, so we could kind of fill it out or whatnot. And there were lots of agencies that she called, and they just either were not nice, they were not very helpful, they didn't answer the phone. And you naturally just get frustrated and you're like, never mind, I'm not calling them again. Whereas you had agencies that were friendly, that were very, very helpful, and those are the ones that you naturally gravitate to. So that's kind of where I became pretty passionate about customer service and creating a raving fan. And when Carlos brought this book to both you and I was like, this is it. Like, we have to focus on this because it can absolutely make or break you. So it does. It honestly comes down to customer service. People do respect organizations that are trustworthy and they follow through on what they say they're going to do. So with integrity being a core value, that just aligns with what we need to be doing and what we are doing. They do. People gravitate towards that, communicate well, and work to be a part of that solution. So,
yeah.
And it does. It goes back to our philosophy of the work hard, be nice, and have fun. People naturally want to work with those that are kind, they're dependable, and enjoyable to be around. So that helps to create a positive reputation.
Yeah.
But it could also break you. So
make or break. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is one of our best referral sources. Is just word of mouth marketing. But if it's a negative experience, that even travels even further.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we get it right, it builds trust, strengthens relationships, and keeps people coming back to Caprock.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talked earlier about how you are naturally gifted at relationship building. That's one of your strengths, your talents. And so people sometimes think growth comes from advertising or numbers. But what role do you feel like relationships actually play in growth?
It kind of ties into actually the last question. So healthcare marketing, and I've always said this, several of you have heard me say this over the years, but healthcare marketing is really not sales. Otherwise we would be salesmen or saleswomen, I guess you'd say. So it's important that we understand our service lines and so we can properly educate others. Healthcare marketing isn't a relationship business. So it does, because it all comes back to trust, reliability, and then being easy to work with. Our goal is to build strong relationships with our referral partners so they can confidently send patients our way. But the same goes for our employees too. Like if we have attendants applying, like we have to pour that same mentality back into them. So they'll keep telling people, oh, you got to work with Caprock. They're great.
Yes.
Where it could also go opposite as well. So at the end of the day, our job is to make it as easy as possible for people to get access to care or to apply for a position to work for us. So I think that should be as the focus, building trust and providing value, and then growth naturally will happen from there.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, that's fantastic. You hit on a couple things there that we could probably spend a whole nother episode on. So we'll have to continue this conversation because I think that's so important. I do think another thing that you kind of hit on is responsiveness. And we've seen that whether we're hiring people, they want to hear back quickly. Are we going to hire them or not? Same people that we're trying to bring on service, they're already navigating a very complex situation. It's so messy to figure out insurance and authorization and all that. So if we can lower that barrier, like you said, to make it as easy and smooth as possible, they're going to tell other people about us, which is awesome.
That's right.
I also love that y'all's official job title is not even, like you said, salesman or saleswoman. Really, it's marketing's in there, but I love the idea of the home care liaison because you're a bridge, you're a connection piece between all the different entities that are trying to get their care set up.
That's
and
right.
so I love that idea of the liaison.
Yes.
Really
yes.
good. Well, how does the experience our employees and caregivers have internally impact the relationships you're working on building externally?
Yes. So it does impact it quite a bit. So by creating Raving Fans, it is important internally and externally. You know, we want our team members to be just as excited and passionate about the work that we do here as we are. It's important that everyone within Caprock knows how valued they truly are. You know, we can't fulfill the mission that Marciano set out to create 43 years ago without every single member of our team. So supporting, mentoring, empowering other employees, it's so important. And it's one of the reasons why I love being in this role. Our leadership team has the opportunity to create that environment to where people do feel supported, and we want them equipped to succeed. So when we do this well internally, it naturally shines externally. As we often say, we've said this for years, if we take care of our employees, we have to take care of our employees so they will take care of our patients and referral sources and honestly each other. So this is why creating a culture has been such a priority. It's something that continues to be strengthened through your leadership and then everyone's efforts across the organization. So
I love that.
Big deal.
I love that you shared that quote, the take great care of our employees and they in turn will take great care of our clients. That's so true. Southwest Airlines says that, and you've seen the success they've had. We've looked to model that, and it's true. It makes perfect sense. So really important. All right, a personal leadership moment. We're almost done here, but you've grown inside this organization from marketer in Lubbock to chief growth officer. What has kept you here at Caprock?
So several things, but three things come to mind. First, it's the mission that we stand for. We're here to help people, and here at Caprock, we do have the ability to do that because we do offer around a wide range of services. I can't even talk. We are a well-rounded company. Because of the avenues that we have, where most agencies tend to offer only one service or another. I also appreciate how innovative that we are in that approach. We're always looking for a better way to do things. So in addition to the care we provide, we do a lot of work in the community, which is something I'm passionate about. I've been very blessed in my life, and I do believe in giving back wherever I can.
Yeah.
A second thing, I really appreciate that we do things the right way. That truly does matter. I live my life that way. Not every agency operates this way, and I appreciate working for a company that holds firm to integrity and doing things the right way, even when it's not the easiest. And lastly, it's the people I'm surrounded by here. I try to surround myself with like-minded people who challenge me and help me grow, and I have found that here at Caprock. I genuinely enjoy being around our coworkers, and that makes coming to work not only meaningful but certainly fun. So.
Yeah, those are great answers.
Yes,
yeah, we've got a very noble mission
Yes.
that is exciting to get out of bed every day and come help fulfill. We've got amazing people around us that we get to work alongside, and I love the innovation piece, and we've got the autonomy. We've been empowered in our different departments to really, our other priority for the year, break everything. We've been challenged with that. We've been asked to do that, and Caprock really is a place that values input and ideas, and we take those to heart, and it's cool because you can actually see an idea you bring forth come to fruition, and that's really rewarding.
It is. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, what does growth mean to you beyond just numbers? Because it could be easy as the growth officer to just start fixating solely on numbers, and we have to meet numbers. We have to hit revenue goals to keep the doors open and the lights on. But what do you feel like growth means beyond just the numbers?
So growth does mean a lot to me, and you're right. Not only because that is my job is to grow it, but I personally had the opportunity to grow here at Caprock, and because of that, growth to me is about helping the people around me me to develop and grow as well. So it's about investing in our team, supporting each other's development, creating opportunities for everyone to succeed. Again, when we pour into one another and work to be a resource and a support system for each of our coworkers, we do create a culture where everyone moves forward together.
Yeah.
So if we're consistently helping each other grow and pouring back into each other, then we're doing something right. So that kind of growth not only strengthens our team, but it ultimately allows us to better serve the people in the communities who depend on us. And again, if we are focused on this, it will shine outwardly, and then the growth will naturally happen. Mm-hmm. So we've got a great reputation, and I'm very thankful for that. So it certainly helps.
Yeah, and a lot to be proud of. Home health is hard, but oftentimes I don't think we take enough time to pause and celebrate the milestones, the recognition. We've gotten Best of West numerous times now, Reader's Choice Awards across the company, Best of El Paso, Best of Wichita Falls. I mean, the list goes on and on. So it's just cool to see those accolades stack up, and it's reflective of everyone's hard work out there towards this idea of creating raving fans. So the beauty with this priority this year, we're building on something that already has a great foundation. We're not starting from scratch, trying to rebuild a totally broken reputation. We've got a fantastic reputation in the state of Texas, and so it's just we're building on that. What does that plus one, that extra mile kind of service look like? Which is really fun to explore.
It is. I agree.
Well, if every Caprock employee remembered one thing about creating raving fans in 2026, Kristi, what would you want it to be?
So I think what I would want that to be is every interaction matters. So whether it's with a patient, a family member, a referral partner, someone coming in to apply, it doesn't matter. The experience that we create in that moment reflects the entire Caprock organization. So first impressions matter. Every interaction matters.
Yeah, wow.
So I think that's what it would want it to be. People may not always remember every detail of the service we provide, but they will quickly remember how we made them feel. If we communicate with kindness, we respond quickly and follow through on what we say, and then we truly, genuinely care about the people we serve, that's what turns a good experience into a great one. So when we constantly create those positive experiences, people don't just use Caprock, they actually recommend us to you. And to me, that's what truly creates a raving fan.
Yeah. So, powerful. Every interaction matters.
Every interaction matters.
So simple, not always easy.
Yes.
Kind of ties to we talk about the line of choice, how we show up every day and in every interaction, above the line, below the line, and it can really make or break.
That's right.
Yeah. Man, Kristi, spitting truth today. This is awesome. Well, Kristi, as we wrap, thank you so much for joining us and really just reminding us that growth isn't just about expansion. It's about relationships, responsiveness, trust, and those experiences, those little memorable moments we create every day.
That's right.
It's really fantastic. And to everyone listening, wherever you are, internally, externally, you all play a role in creating raving fans. Even if you're not in marketing, even if you're not a liaison, you affect growth and are a brand ambassador for us. We're all little mini marketers, which is really cool.
That's right.
So every role matters. So Kristi, with that, let's wrap with our theme. Why not us? Why not now? Thanks for listening, Caprock. We'll see you next time.